Well, of course, being of the same mind, that's helped because we both desire to serve the Lord.
Are you sure we have the same mind?
Well, same mind in serving the Lord.
Yes.
Lionel's vision was to see the Lord leading BFC, always remembering its mission. The mission would include areas in which Lionel had special gifts, particularly in the matter of financial stewardship, of encouraging members to remember that all they had comes from the Lord, and we need to really be very careful about how we use the Lord's money, whether we are individual members or we are on the administration side.
One of the things I learned from Lionel in working in the missions committee is his pragmatism as a leader, and one of the things he came up with was his missions policy in terms of how do we support our missionaries in the field. It's a very important policy. It became the foundation of some of the things that we do.
At that time, there was no CPF. So Lionel had the foresight to say, why don't we buy insurance that will mature in time to come when they actually reach retirement, which will act like a CPF. And so the church actually bought that insurance.
Initially, I wasn't used to his style and his approach. I thought, how come this elder is always so money-minded? But then subsequently, I found that it was necessary because it was Lionel who taught us that unless we are able to manage money, money will manage us. Apart from what Jesus said about you cannot serve both God and mammon, I think Lionel illustrated it in a very practical way to us. He knows how to be opportunistic for the right reasons.
We decided to have the missions policy because at that time there was hardly any kind of policy to guide the missions board. So we looked into various aspects of the missionary needs, as a result of which BFEC happens to be one of the early churches to have a missions policy. And we're happy to say that many other churches later borrowed some ideas from us. We're very happy to share because they are looking after the servants of the Lord, and we feel that the servants of the Lord must be looked after so that they can do the ministry without hindrance.
Elder Lionel believes that people should serve, believers, Christians should serve as soon as they can. And I find that for Elder Lionel, he's very good at leading people in worship, leading people in the presence of God and connecting them to God through songs. And one of the things that I think many people can appreciate about him is that when he goes up there to lead, he's very spirited. And people really enjoy singing because he will go through some of the songs we rarely sing and he will include it in the repertoire and people will get to sing. And that's what I appreciate about him.
One thing that really impressed me about Lionel is his hospitality. Most of the time he will always invite people to join us, either different people from the church, and very often he will invite visiting missionaries to join us for these dinners. And I'm always impressed by Lionel's hospitality towards them. He will take care of their needs while they're visiting Singapore, not just hosting them dinners, but practical needs in terms of medical care and things like that.
She was one of the founders of the ladies group in our church. It's the only one group of ladies that meet every week for 45 years.
And that one day a week is very precious to mix with other women, to interact, to share the same problems, and to learn from one another.
She's very focused. That makes things easy for the committee. When we have meetings, we don't waste time. We go straight into the program, whatever we have to discuss, our agenda. She knows what she wants, so for the committee, the discussion is always a very enjoyable one.
It was Betty who encouraged me to attend the ladies' meeting in the first place. And she gave a lot of encouragement. She's a wonderful person with a gift for speaking. And she was very encouraging, so I joined. And I did not regret it at all.
Because we are both Christians, we are very convinced that service to God comes first in our lives. It's just an accepted fact that we are blessed by God, He has given us His great salvation. We have tasted the goodness of the Lord. Now it's our turn to pass down the goodness of the Lord to others.
The greatest satisfaction is the joy of serving the Lord. And as we serve the Lord, we are encouraged and we are blessed in turn. I think that we don't have to wait. There must be a willingness. And if there's a willingness, the Lord will enable us. So we need to just serve the Lord one step at a time and do it well, and be grateful that the Lord has given us this opportunity. It's a privilege to serve the Lord.